Welcome to the Urban Schoolhouse,
Where
where
school
school is
is
cool.
cool.
This is Chelsea Weisinger, and I'm here with my mom.
Ebony.
And then today is the second part of our Back to School series, where we're going to be talking about 4 key steps to creating a back to school routine for your students. And that's any age, it could be K through 12.
Yes. So, okay, first of all, back to school routines are so very important. Let's just talk about the
Let's talk
importance.
about that. Let's talk about what you did for me when I was growing up.
Let's do it.
Get into it.
Yes.
So, what'd you do?
Well, we definitely had routines. We swore by routines because I had to go to work early in the morning and so did her dad. So we had to tag team and we did our routine. So the reason why it was so important to us and our family was, again, our whole family had to run as a system. I had work, the kid had school, he had work, and so we had to stay organized. And I think that that's the number one reason why we were using utilizing the routines for organization. So today we're going to talk about different types of routines like hygiene routines, sleep routines, cleanliness, clothing, and behavior. And if we think of something else, then maybe we would interject that as well. But what I did with Chelsea in regards to her hygiene, I would go ahead and give her a bath at night when she was small. So that was done. We didn't have to do that in the morning. And then I would also prepare her clothing, which wasn't hard because she wore a uniform to school. So it wasn't hard for me because, I kept her clothes clean and things of that nature. But we were blessed to have a washing machine and everything like that in our house. But from working in the urban school setting, I realized that not all families are fortunate and have to go to washing laundry mats and things like that, which causes problems with getting our kids dressed. But we'll talk more about that. And then also, I would have your products for you to lotion up and to just to make sure that she had the soap she needed, the lotion she needed, and as she grew, all the different hygiene items. And honestly, sleep was very important to me then, and is also very important to me now because I still go to sleep very early, and she'll laugh, but she'll tell you that at 9:30 I'm in the
I
bed.
said, okay, golden girl.
Yes, and I think that our kids should be golden kids because
What?
they really do need to go to bed at night, sis. Like,
Yes.
what are they
Please,
up for, ma'am?
please take the iPads
And the
away from your
phone
kids.
and the
Please
television.
just let them
Just
wind
let them
down.
go to sleep. Just it will free you.
Let them wind down.
It freed me up when she went to bed. So, I don't know. And then also, we had our work routine.
Oh, yes, I was sit at the table.
Yeah. And we will always avail ourselves to help her with her homework and things of this nature. And then we also had weekend routines. Like she was a dancer, so we had our weekend routines. And really everybody had a role. Her dad would take her even down to like how she got her hair done, and she would go to tutoring on weekends, and we just
Mm-hmm.
had all these systems in place.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think, and it's tough because from what you're saying, it was a village, and also we had a lot of luxuries um, that some families do not.
yeah, definitely. Like I was thinking to myself, like, what's so hard about getting on a uniform every day?
Mm-hmm.
But then I started to realize that, kids would tell me things like, my mama didn't wash our clothes.
Mm-hmm. Some kids dress themselves.
Yeah.
If
And
they got
I mean, even if
siblings,
they dress themselves, if they have the right clothes, and they'll
yeah,
probably be okay with it. But
yeah, or they might have to take care of their siblings too, get them ready.
yeah. And so again, cleanliness is a part of this, and um, that makes it that much harder, I guess, to make
Yeah,
your routine down pat.
yeah,
So if you are working with a situation where you don't have a washing machine and dryer, then what I could say about that is try your very best to make sure that you have a wash day where you go to the laundromat and you don't skip it for anything, because kids get teased and
it's a
stuff when
cycle.
they
Yeah,
dirty at school.
they
They have
get.
a hard time.
Mhm,
And self-esteem and self-image is very important.
mhm. From
So,
a social work perspective, if because I've had students that come to school and their hair is clearly not brushed or their clothes are dirty, like visible
hmm,
stains. So I work at a like pre-K to fifth grade school as well. Diapers aren't changed.
yeah. Yeah, and sometimes they come just looking like yesterday, flat
Yeah.
out. Like you had that whole outfit on yesterday.
Backpack untouched. Parents clearly didn't touch the
Right.
backpack. They didn't look to see if they had
Same little
homework.
lunch that was on your shirt yesterday
Yeah,
is
it's
on
a
your
shirt
shirt
today.
today. And, kids see that and then they tease them.
And that creates emotion problems. That creates behavior problems, and you can't learn if you're subconscious.
Right.
Um, because the last thing a kid wants to feel is like isolated. Because especially when you're a
Definitely.
kid, you want to fit in, you want to have friends. That's part of their development.
Oh, yeah. So
So when
hair
they're lacking that,
hair is a big thing.
especially for black kids,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
your hair got to be done. Oh, your hair
One
got to be
thing
done.
about our kids, black kids will drag you
About your hair.
about your hair.
Mm-hmm.
They will drag you and show you no mercy. And honestly, black people,
You
period,
bald head.
black people gonna drag
Your
you
mama
about your
bald
hair.
head.
We that's a built-in
Where are your
cultural.
edges?
Ooh, that's built-in cultural
It is.
harm that we do
Man,
to each other.
man, they ain't ready for that part.
But I
Oof,
digress.
I digress.
So yeah,
I got a question.
we combing kids' hair this year, y'all.
I got a question now. So when I was a kid in the summer, did I still have a bedtime?
Yes,
Was it later though?
yes.
Okay, cool.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, and tell me if I'm old
I don't
fashioned.
really remember. So
One thing I'm gonna do if I have a kid is have a routine.
kids need routine.
They need them so bad, and then when they go to school, they have more routines. So if you teach them a routine at home, then
They're
they'll
like, oh, okay,
adapt
yeah.
to the routines in their
You
classroom.
teach them to respect authority as well.
Oh, that's a definite
Gotta
routine.
listen to some adults other than your parents.
Okay,
Unfortunately,
that is the truth.
unfortunately for them.
Right. Because this is a village and we are raising these kids. So don't
Mm-hmm.
say, if she's not your mother, you don't have to listen. Ma'am, yes, she does.
Yes.
So, anyway, let's go back to hygiene. Let's go back to hair real quick.
All right.
Because let's talk about some advice just based on bad hair situations at school.
Okay.
Because I don't want to, say don't do this and don't do that. But at the end of the day,
Yeah. Like I said, it can be hard. I don't know what other parents got going on, but I think it's really important to be intentional about how your kid looks and how they're being presented at school. Because again, as a social worker, as a counselor, if a kid is like visibly like
unkept.
unkept, that can raise a lot of red flags to us.
Yes.
Like what is going on in this
That part.
home? Do you have a washer and dryer?
Right. Do you have
Is
running
your water?
water?
Is your water running? Um, like what's going on? Where like clearly. Like, is there like a
Right.
resources? Like, do
And
you
we
need
can help you
help?
with those
Right? Like, do you
things.
need help?
Right, right,
Like,
right.
because it's been a time where I had a student, and yeah, same thing. Dirty Pampers, stained clothing, and I called her mom, and I was just like, hey, like, is there like, do you need any help? I can give you some resources like clothing drives, um, diaper drives, things of that nature. and the mom was just really scared that I was going to call CPS. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's a discernment that I've had to learn, kind of going back to the first episode about CPS. Like, is this a CPS issue, or is this just a lack of resources
Right.
and I can help?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Definitely. And some parents just, have a lack of ability to state what they need out of shame
yeah,
or what have you. And I just really think that's up to us as the professionals to create an environment
yeah,
where they feel uh, embraced and not judged.
yeah.
Um, so I think that's one of the biggest things once we're talking about things like hair,
Mhm.
clothes, and cleanliness.
I like to say, you know what, I'm team so and so, their kid, just like how you are.
Right.
And I want them to thrive, just like I was like, we're on the same team here. You know what I
Definitely.
mean? Like, I want them to thrive in school. And I feel like some people don't realize how much what you look like, are you fed, how much that can impact a kid's education. Because you can't learn if you're getting bullied. You
Right.
can't learn it, when you hungry,
Right.
when you stressed out about adult problems and you're like 8. You know.
Right. So let's talk about food. Let's talk about food routines.
Food,
Food routines.
food,
Food routines, y'all. I mean, it's so important. Are we feeding our babies at 10 o'clock at night, ma'ams and sirs?
and what you feeding them.
That part.
Why they got Mountain Dew at 10 o'clock?
I don't know. Why they get Mountain Dew?
Period.
I mean, let's talk about it. It's a lot of sugar in these drinks. So if the drink has a color and the color is red or blue or green, I'm really gonna go ahead and say we should pass on those. What you think, Chelsea?
Yeah, I didn't have pop as a kid.
She did not have pop as a
I
kid. And
didn't. Really?
no, not really.
Oh, I had juice though.
She did have juice. If she got pop, I wasn't around, but she drank coffee. She drank coffee, so she might as well have drink. But we did what we call go-go juice. Chelsea told them
Yeah,
what
go
go-go
go juice.
juice is.
Basically watered down juice.
Basically,
It's
I mean,
juice with
just cut
water
the
in it.
sugar.
Yeah.
Same juice, less
It
sugar.
kind of tasted better to me, and like I promise, like if you introduce your kids to that stuff early, they're not gonna know the difference
They won't.
between watered down juice and regular
In
juice. They're
fact,
gonna
they
think
might
that's
prefer
regular.
it.
They might prefer it if it's introduced early, and that's the key part. But if you introduce
Pop,
unhealthy pop and then you try to get
juice.
them to switch, oh no.
No,
Then they're gonna throw a fit. But
I never cut your orange juice. I just didn't see that as feasible. But any other kind of juice, I would cut it with water. And she liked it. We called it go-go juice, so
mm-hmm.
you can call it whatever you want to call it. But
Fruits, veggies. Now I know they can be a little bit on the expensive side though, and that's the problem within itself. We're talking about the city. What's in the city? Food deserts.
yeah,
So it's like, see, we got to be 50-50 here because yes, it can be parents being more intentional, but we cannot ignore the systemic side of people living in the city.
that's true.
And they talk about like our resources, lack of fresh food. You drive down any street in a city, a predominantly black city, how many liquor stores you gonna see?
Oh, an abundance.
How many fish restaurants, fish and chicken restaurants you gonna see?
An abundance.
Exactly. How many grocery stores you gonna see?
A few.
Maybe a few.
Yeah, a few.
Maybe. How many hospitals you gonna see?
Very few.
And that
And,
is intentional.
yeah.
So I feel like we can't ignore that aspect of it as well.
So, what do you think a food routine should look like? I mean,
when I was in elementary school, talked about like the plate, like okay, you gotta have this much protein, this much veggies, this much fruit, this much dairy. So I
what about
guess
these lunches though? I mean, if they send in lunch, because I ain't gonna lie, when I worked in Detroit, the kids would come to school with a bag they got from the gas station full of chips, juice, all kind of candy.
did they usually have food at home?
I don't know.
Was their school lunch free or no?
Yes.
It was
And the
free.
thing about
They
it
just
is
didn't
they
want
would
it.
prefer that. But okay, if you didn't want the school lunch, wouldn't I send a sandwich? Why would I just say here's $5 or $10?
Did someone teach them how to make that stuff?
But that's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that our kids are eating healthy and nutritious food. And one way to do that is for you as a parent to eat healthy and nutritious food. So that's what's in your house. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you how to cook and all this other stuff because I mean, we all have our different preferences and skill
And
levels
scheduling
and
people,
scheduling.
people's work schedules,
But maybe you could, I mean, I see ladies on
meal
Instagram
prepping.
doing a meal, yes,
Yeah.
doing a meal
But that
prepping for
takes
their
time
kids.
and
Well, that's why
you
we're
have to
talking about
want to do
routine.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
we're talking about routine so we can make it easy
Yeah.
because we don't want to make it difficult and we want
Mhm.
all the kids to
So
have their
basically,
lunches
this
together.
whole conversation boils down to having
Schedules,
routines and having a
organization,
regimen.
and having a regimen. And it's very important because I'm going to be honest. When kids come to school disheveled because they haven't had food, they haven't had sleep, they're looking like yesterday, the homework isn't done, it's an embarrassment because they get clowned all day long by all different kind of people. You late, you coming into school late, somebody standing there saying you're late. Go to the office.
Offer it.
Off rip. Yeah. And then you get in your classroom, your teacher's like, you're late. You're behind in a lesson. Most kids are understanding. You don't know what's going on. They're almost done. You haven't started. Everyone has a partner, but you don't have a partner. It's just a grand disruption. And after all that, if you look a mess or you smell a mess, then that's when the teasing is going to come in.
Hmm.
And that's when the embarrassment is going to come
And
in.
that's when the anger comes in
And the pushing and
and
the
the
shoving and the
fights.
fighting.
And now you're suspended.
And now you suspended. And then here you come up to the school mad. But at the end of the day, all of that could be avoided if we plan ahead and invest a little time on the weekends, maybe. How about the weekends? I think I used to wash all the clothes on the weekends. And I think your dad would literally iron your clothes for the week.
Yeah, my dad loves to iron.
Yes.
That's just him,
Yeah.
though.
I mean, hey, and I guess that's what we're talking about it for. It doesn't have to be the mother who does these things.
Oh no,
It can be,
Dad needs to get in the field.
yeah, dad need to put the boots on the ground.
Hello.
So, maybe these daddies can iron, whatever like that. But do your best all year long to make sure that the kids are sent to school um,
It's truly a cycle.
in clean clothes, age appropriate clothes, and also weather appropriate clothes because you have to watch out for the kids that have multiple hoodies on. That may mean they need a coat.
Mm.
So, um, if you need a coat, you should let a school personnel know. Generally, they wouldn't have a problem with those type of requests.
No,
Backpack,
at
school
least my
supplies.
job, we got like a, bin full of clothes.
Oh yeah, I had a counseling closet at my elementary school,
Mm-hmm.
and kids that needed clean clothes. Because even if they come to school with clean clothes on, they can have an accident.
Yeah.
They can have a lunchroom spill, food, or sometimes outside they fall and they get muddy,
Mm-hmm.
dirty. So I would have like everything in my office because, like I said, if you dressing your kids in the winter, we can't forget the socks. So sometimes I would have socks, needed socks for recess and things of this nature.
I've learned that I have like a Febreze spray, like a fabric spray in my office. I have like spray deodorant. Because I would have fifth grade boys in my office after gym, and I'd be like, "You stink, sir."
Yeah, definitely.
And so I learned to keep that stuff on me. That's for sure. Some lotion.
Do you know we used to experience bed bugs a lot in the inner city?
Oh,
And they would come in the classroom sometimes.
I'd be like, "Nah, you stink, bro."
I mean, them kids know they
Did
stink.
they know they had bed bugs?
Well, I don't know because sometimes they were on little kids, but they were literally on the bodies. And the teachers would bring them to the office in the plastic bags.
Oh god.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, make sure your kids have clean clothes on the best you can. Like dedicate yourself to it. Okay, what about you have anything to say about that?
I was just gonna say, like, in parents, if you need help, please ask. Please. There's so many resources that we know of, if not from the school, then local resources, that can help you.
And we're gonna be posting some resources too
Yeah,
on our
posting
Instagram.
some great websites that the state of Michigan, at least we're in Michigan, so the state of Michigan provides, and where I get the bulk of my resources from to help parents.
On our social media.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, what about that good homework routine?
Homework is important.
Homework is important.
First of all, please look in your child's backpack.
And read. Don't just look.
Let's start there.
Start there, but
Take the
don't
folder.
stop there.
Take the folder out.
Take it out.
Take it out.
Read it, ma'am, sir.
There's usually a whole take
Bro
home
and sis.
section that we want you to look at and read.
You know, you're gonna need to get that photo money ready because the school pictures are coming up.
Book
fairs, field trips, permission slips, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are all the things you want to know when your kid needs something at school. And also, what about that school calendar? Where should it be, y'all?
The fridge, somewhere where everyone can look at.
Everyone, even the student, the student, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great resource. As our kids get older, make them a part of this process.
Yeah.
Make them write down what they need to do for the week in their journal and their scheduling. And I really believe that that's a big part of homework too. Why don't you talk about an agenda book?
Oh yeah. When did I get my first planner? Like
I
middle school.
I bestowed it upon her when I knew she was gonna have multiple assignments.
Like I probably middle school or like 5th grade is when I got my first planner. And I remember literally every day I would write. And this is, again, I was just condition sounds like a bad word, but no, like you condition kids to behave how you want them to behave, intentionally or unintentionally.
Mm-hmm.
You do. Like kids are smart. What they say, kids are sponges. They pick up on everything, even when you don't think so.
Mm-hmm. And they stay full of it until you wring it out of them.
Yeah. Like how a sponge just blows up. But I think both of my parents are big planners, the big organizers, so I just naturally grasped onto that. So I remember I would every day, on like a calendar or like a planner, it'd be like Monday, Tuesday, or whatever. And in the line section, I would literally write all of my subjects, and then I would write my homework that I had that day. And if I had say I had no homework in math, be like math, none.
Right. Always write none. Why do you always write none? So you won't think you forgot to write it down. Mm-hmm. You understand? Like always write none if it's none. Because if you don't write none, you might think, did I forget?
I've been like that. I still got planners to this day.
Yeah. I mean, that's how life works. You have to have your planner. Basically, the key to any routine is consistency.
Yeah.
And
write stuff down. You're not going to remember. Write it down. Get a sticky note, child.
You're not going to remember.
Write it down. Write it down. But yeah, get your kid in the habit of like also doing their homework. Wish I did my homework like immediately after school. I know I had activities, but for the most part, would you say I recommend when they get home, they're already kind of still in a school mood. They didn't like completely wind down yet.
Definitely.
Sit them where they can sit, not on their bed,
never
on
the
floor.
Not on the floor.
Not on the couch.
Well lit area.
And
where they can homework. Like spread their supplies out, their book, their computer, tablet, pens, pencils, highlighters, whatever they need, should be stocked where they work. And I know that could be hard for some kids. We were talking about that the other day. Like, not everybody has a place in their home designated for study, but
library.
Yes.
Go to your local library, please.
There should be a space inside the house, though. Like, if we expect productivity out of our kids, we ought to be able to give them a place to sit down. Yeah, even if it's just in the corner or whatever. And it should be quiet. I don't know if that's possible. That is. Yeah, but it should be quiet. It should be a sacred time.
The first hour you come home from school, okay, that's homework time.
You got to get a snack, too.
Snack.
Get a snack. and you sit down and you start. You don't wait to 8 o'clock because it's time to go to bed.
And when they just ate, probably like I'm tired, or you let them sit in front of their tablet or they're on YouTube for hours, and then try to get them to do homework. Good luck, Charlie. That's not gonna work.
I also think that a parent should call the school and find out whatever type of homework assistance they have
Is available,
available
yeah,
before you have a homework problem.
yeah.
Don't wait until you have a homework problem to call.
Most of the time, they have tutoring. I mean, my job has after school tutoring.
Well, my job does not have after school tutoring, but they need it.
Yeah. Or some teachers, I mean, I got tutored for my teacher after school, like one on one.
They had at the high school I worked at, we had after school correctives is what we call them.
Mm-hmm.
And not a lot of kids showed up to them. And I noticed when I would talk to parents about like why aren't they coming, and they would say things like they have to go home and take care of other siblings
Mm-hmm.
and things like that, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But there is homework help online.
Or at my high school, um, you could do tutoring like kind of during school, like you go during like your study hall or whatever and get help. Um, from I got when I was in calculus in my senior year of high school, I got help from another student. She was in like AP calculus or something like that,
Yeah.
and I was in the beginning one, and she would help me.
Yeah. I mean, help can come from a lot of different places. Right now at my church, we're doing a tutoring program. So some local churches will offer after school tutoring. So you could also call churches in your local
And now
area.
with technology, get on Zoom,
On
get on Google
YouTube.
Meet, YouTube.
Yeah. But definitely keep the routine. And even if there's no homework, I'm going to sound really preachy right now. If your child tells you there's no homework,
They
that's
lying.
cool.
First of all, they might be
may
lying.
or they may not be lying, but it doesn't matter because
Still
that's
check.
still the time to do work. So they should be studying. They should be studying during that time.
What about over the summer? Because a lot of people, when it's the summer, they let their kid run buck wild. Ain't got no routine in sight.
I think that they should read. Summer reading helps with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like have a book discussion.
Not just comprehension.
Exactly. Like
not just read.
But honestly, it sounds to me like the parents play a major role in these routines.
Yeah.
I hope you all can hear me. The parent, hello. Hello, parent.
Is the mic is on.
It is on.
The mic is on.
I'm just saying, like, kids generally,
like no shade.
Kids are generally gonna do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're an organized individual, so might your kids be. I do say might because it's always that one.
If you prioritize education, your kids will prioritize.
And what does a prioritizing of education look like? Taking our kids to school on time?
On time.
Or at lunchtime?
Again, the routine.
Like
when you emphasize that going to school is important.
Yeah, and plus especially
if it's a benefit in the long run.
They can eat there, they can learn there, and when they come late, they miss breakfast. Mm-hmm. And they miss their classes, and they miss instruction.
And the gag is, especially in inner city, a lot of times education is the path to, I don't want to say make it out, but maybe break patterns.
Make it out the hood.
Yeah.
Education.
Usually the key to that is education.
Right. Definitely. I'm going to go ahead and say usually you're right. I mean, we could say that it's not, or it might not be, but like you said, it usually is. And plus, we want better for our kids than we have for ourselves. So even if it's hard for you moms out there to keep a daily routine, start with something small. Make dinner every night if you can.
At the same time.
At the same time. Yes, if you can. If that's something you can't do, because that's not something I could do. I didn't make dinner every night at the same time. I couldn't do that. But I made sure you had a meal at the same time every night, and that you had your homework at the same time and in the same order, so that your kids can do it with or without you, because that's the goal, is to make a child who can function without you.
And kids know routine.
Oh yeah,
they know routine.
And teachers go by routine.
Teachers go by, it's the same thing. You kind of simulate a school in a way.
Exactly.
Like even some of my students, because this one girl, I usually see her on Thursdays. So if it's a Thursday and I haven't grabbed her yet, oh, she will let me know.
Oh yeah,
it's Miss W, it's Thursday.
Exactly. So I encourage parents to use timers.
Visuals,
visual
yes,
aids.
visuals.
Yes, make a list of what your child needs to accomplish for the week. Lay the clothes out
and
at
if you need
night.
to, positive reinforcement, give rewards if you need to. That's
stickers, snacks.
Nah, we can go to the park if you do this, and this.
But don't do too much bribing.
Yeah, no.
We don't want to
but
start
but
bribing.
also but like give them something to work towards. If it's hard for them to find motivation.
Right. But I just really believe that if the parent stays consistent, the child will follow suit.
Yeah. I'm
especially
saying
in the younger ages.
In the beginning, maybe, and then I tell parents always going to get worse before it gets better.
Well, if you don't let it get bad,
when you're switching the routine.
Oh, okay, yeah. From bad,
because they're like, what? Like,
right.
What?
We used to do whatever.
What?
And now we have a routine.
Oh yeah.
So yes. Like and honestly, that helps them in school. I keep saying that, but I have to say it again because that teacher is going to expect that child to, okay, we have to transition from this to that. Now we're going to gym. Now we're going to recess. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to lunch. And it has to be that way. Okay. Yeah.
And those behavior.
I mean, when kids don't have a sense of routine, they struggle.
Yeah.
In the lower grades and in all the grades. In all grades. I have been exposed to all grades as a school counselor, so I think I can say that. But the younger you get a child ready for that, the better off they'll be. And I believe that if you can accomplish that by 8 years old and any other behavioral type things by 8 years old, then you should be able to catch it in enough time that you don't have to fix it later.
Yeah. So the last thing is
behavior. Ooh.
So I got a question for some of y'all. So when we send our kids back to school, instead of doing everything we just talked about for the last 32 minutes, you're telling them if somebody hits you, hit them back.
Oh my God.
Not nan folder. Not nan notebook.
Did she say nan?
Not nan.
Not
pencil.
nan.
The pencil ain't even sharp.
But they're armed.
But the pencil ain't even sharp.
With violence.
But you ready to
from you.
But you ready to pull up.
Not pull up.
But you ready to square up.
Squeak.
Like you want baddies.
So we're not gonna do that.
No, please don't.
Let's not do that at the urban schoolhouse.
Please don't.
What should they do?
If they have a conflict, this is what I usually say to my kids. I usually say, you can speak up for yourself. Be like, hey, I don't like that. Please stop.
Right.
That's the first thing you do. If they still bothering you, then you go to your teacher.
So in terms of routine, how should we look at behavior?
Stay on their neck. Stay on your kid's neck. Like every time they do an undesirable behavior, you should be correcting it. And I understand that, like, I think it's a really big thing. I mean,
how do they go about that?
Obviously, I think that parents should listen to their kids. But not everything a kid says needs to be validated. Because I'm sorry, I love kids, but they also like to lie.
They do.
They like to lie, and kids know how to manipulate a situation. Like they truly do.
Yeah, they do.
And so, because they don't want to get in trouble, so they're gonna blame everybody else.
Right. So basically, we're asking parents to come to school mature.
Yeah.
And open-minded.
And give them steps. Like I said, if somebody's bothering you, say, hey, kid, please stop. They do it again, go to the teacher. If they don't do anything, tell them to keep going up. Or then be like, hey, I'm going to tell my mom. And then let the adults handle the situation.
Exactly. And see, the thing about the rules and behavior, they go hand in hand. So I feel like it's the parents' job to understand what the rules of the school are and to be able to discuss that with your family.
And the rules are public. I
The
guarantee
rules are
you. Go
always
go
public.
on the school's website. I guarantee
And
you,
if you
it's
can't
all
find
there.
them, call them. They'll
Yeah,
give it to you.
I guarantee
And
you,
it's
it's
better
there.
to do these things at the beginning of the school year so that
Yeah.
everyone in the home knows what's going on at the school, what's permissible, what's not. And I think that rules change over the summer sometimes. And even if you return into a school, you should find out what the new policies are for the school year.
Mhm.
Sometimes the dress code changes. Sometimes the
I mean, phones. That's a big one. Technology, phones,
yeah, sometimes the discipline
discipline changes.
changes. So you want to always
Also,
make sure
laws
you
change.
under yeah, laws change.
Mm.
You want to make sure you understand what the rules are so that you can tailor your child's behavior to the rules. I mean, we don't want our kids suspended from school. We don't want our kids hurting other people's children.
Nuck if you bug.
And we don't want our kids to be hurt either. So I feel that in order for them to execute a behavior plan, it needs to be worked out at home. It needs to be agreed upon. I'm going to tell a quick story. I used to work at a high school where after black kids started coming in the droves, by the droves to this school, they changed the disciplinary policy.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
And it went from a fight being anywhere from 3 to 5 days suspension to an automatic 30-day suspension.
30 days. Nah, that's insane.
And when that happened, a
Y'all was in
lot
Alcatraz. Okay?
it was hard
Rikers Island.
because most kids would fail their classes at that point.
Duh.
But
But wait. Isn't it the law that the kid is still, even if a kid is suspended, they still have access to their work and they still have
access, yes,
access
but that
to.
doesn't mean they're gonna do it.
Oh, that's
And
true.
see, the thing is, if you're not getting any
That's the gag.
instruction, that's the gag. If you're
Mm.
not getting any instruction, you don't even know how to do your work half the time. And the parents aren't knowing or
Nobody
aren't helping.
helping.
So a lot of times they come back void. I've seen kids who went on a 30-day suspension who was picking up the work, doing the work because of their parent.
Mm-hmm.
The parent was the key. So my point in telling this story is that if you have a child and they go to a school and you don't agree with their policies, first of all, you shouldn't be at that school. You should go to a school where you agree with the policies.
And they can wrestle match in math class and everything's okay.
I'm not trying to say that. But if you feel like 30 days is too long for a suspension and that's the policy at this school, then maybe you ought to not go there. And that's just one rule, but look at the rules holistically. If you feel like it's something that you and your family can abide by, then so be it. And my advice was read the rules with your children and you guys come up with steps to solving problems.
Mm-hmm.
If your child can fight at school on step one, then ma'am, they're going to get suspended for 30 days. And after they do it twice, then they'll be expelled. Or if you can teach your kid to gradually move up the anger chain, gradually and slowly, and not go straight to knocking another student's block off, or not to yelling and screaming at a teacher. There is a proper way to handle everything. So, are we saying that you should let your kids get beat up by the local bully?
No.
No. But we are saying that we do not believe here at the Urban Schoolhouse in the hit me and hit you back type thing. We don't agree with that. We just don't agree with that.
Nothing good comes out of it.
We'll talk about it more later.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, if you want to have a successful school year and you want your child's behavior to be A1, just like their grades, make a plan and be consistent and talk about how to resolve conflict with your children and the steps. Make it simple, 3 steps to conflict resolution. And let it be known with your entire family that those are the 3 steps. Have you told an adult? Have you told your mom and dad? Have you told your principal? Those are the steps. And I just made that up, but you can have 4 steps, you can have 5 steps, but whatever it is, be consistent and be supportive of your child in their endeavor back to school.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. That is our part two of the back to school series. We will catch y'all next week, next Sunday.
And
Um,
thank you.
thank you. Follow us on our social media, Instagram and TikTok at Urban Schoolhouse Podcast. And we will see y'all next week
At the Urban Schoolhouse,
where
where
school
school
is
is cool.
cool.